Once, there was a woman called Felicity. Felicity always wanted to be an artist, but she never knew it. Felicity's parents were artists, and when she was growing up, her parents never had any money. Felicity's mother made sculptures of dogs, and her father made sculptures of cats, and generally they made very little money. One summer, Felicity said, "Mom, Dad, I want a brother. I'm so bored. You're always making your sculptures. I've read all the books in the house. I'm bored. Please give me a brother." Felicity's parents looked at her. "Darling," said her mother, "we don't have enough money. I'm sorry. But look, I'm making these new Pekingese sculptures. I think they'll sell really well. Maybe next year we'll have the money." When Felicity went to university, she studied law, and she worked hard to become a lawyer. Felicity's parents were happy for her, but they didn't know anything about law. They never knew how to talk to her about work. When they asked questions about her job, Felicity told them about it, and then they said, "Oh, we don't understand what you're talking about. We're artists, remember." Felicity was good at her job, and she made a lot of money. By the age of 25 she had bought a house. Still, something felt wrong. She thought maybe she needed to fall in love. So she got a boyfriend, but that still felt wrong. She got a girlfriend, but that also felt wrong. Something was wrong in her life, but what was it? One day, Felicity walked past an art supplies shop. Suddenly, it was like someone else was moving her body. She went inside, bought painting supplies, went home, and started painting. "Why am I painting?" thought Felicity, but she didn't stop. The more she painted, the better she felt. All this time, Felicity had needed art. The wrongness she felt, it was because she needed to make art. She took a few months off work and told her boss that she needed a break, and she spent all her time painting. A few months later, Felicity looked at what she had made. She had painted landscapes, the mountains, the sea, all kinds of places. She could see where she had started, how bad her work had been, but she knew from her parents how difficult art was. She knew what hard work was. And her last landscapes were good. But when Felicity got back to work and showed her landscape paintings to her friends, they weren't interested. "Oh, that's nice," said Annabelle. "I sometimes paint mugs. It's really relaxing." Do you think you'll sell it?" said her boss. He could only think of money. Felicity felt awful. Couldn't they see how important this was? She went home, and almost threw away her art supplies, but first she decided to try something else. Felicity started painting portraits. At first, she asked people off the street if she could paint them. She didn't trust her friends. But as she got better, she asked her friends if she could paint them. Slowly, she painted portraits of everyone she knew, including her parents. Again, several months passed, and again, Felicity looked back at her work and knew her portraits were good. But the only people who said nice things about them were Felicity's parents. Everyone else said things like, "That's not how my nose looks," or, "You've used the wrong color there." Felicity wanted to scream. Couldn't they understand? This was art. She wasn't trying to paint perfect portraits. She was trying to make the wrongness inside her go away. So Felicity decided to go abstract. Instead of landscapes and portraits, she painted strange shapes. She painted angry shapes. She used colors together that shouldn't go together. She made it so abstract that she didn't know what she was doing. Finally, Felicity stopped and looked at her work. and she hated it. She loved her landscapes and her portraits, but this abstract work. What is this? Thought Felicity. I painted this and I don't even know what this is. Do people actually like this stuff? It doesn't mean anything. Felicity threw her abstract paintings out of the window. Below the window was a large bin, and the paintings flew down to the bin like small birds. Then Felicity got into bed and cried. The next day, she woke up early because someone was talking loudly outside her window. Can you believe it? They just threw it away. This will look great on our wall. Felicity looked out of the window. Down below, a man and a woman were pulling her paintings out of the bin and looking at them. Felicity almost said, "Hey, those are mine," but then she thought. Did she want people to know? "I'll search online," said the man. "Maybe it's a famous artist." "Oh, Gregory," said the woman. "We're not selling them." "No, I love them." Felicity felt sick. This was the first time someone had said something really nice about her art, and she didn't know how to feel. She thought she might cry. "Hey," she said, before she could stop herself. "Those are mine." "Oh." The man and the woman looked up. "You don't have to pay for them," said Felicity. "Really, if they make you happy, keep them." "Oh no, of course we'll pay for them," said the woman. "I can't believe you were going to throw them away." "Give me just 1 minute," said Felicity. She quickly got dressed and went downstairs. With the help of Gregory and Delilah, that was their names, they collected all the abstract paintings and went into Felicity's house to talk about them. So Felicity found that there were people who liked her art. Gregory and Delilah talked for a short time about what they liked about the paintings, but quickly they started talking about money. Gregory and Delilah collected art, and they liked to help new artists. Felicity didn't tell them that she'd bought her house herself and that she didn't need help with money. In fact, as they talked, she realized that the money really wasn't important to her. That feeling of wrongness was gone. It had gone before, when she saw how much they liked her paintings. Suddenly, she understood why her parents spent all the time making those dog and cat sculptures. Maybe they weren't the things that they wanted to make in their heart, but they made the sculptures well, and people loved them. Surely, Felicity thought, it's easier to make money painting portraits than strange abstract things. Felicity wanted to paint portraits and landscapes. She could see herself as that kind of artist. She had never thought of herself as a strange person. And people who did abstract art were always strange. Gregory and Delilah bought the paintings and hung them up inside their house. They sent Felicity pictures, and it was nice to see her work in someone's house, but after the paintings left her hands, she didn't really care what happened to them. She was already working on the next thing. She painted more and more abstract paintings. When she finished them, she didn't think, "This is awful." But she didn't love her abstract works like she loved the landscapes and portraits. Gregory and Delilah's friends, however, did love her abstract work. Soon, she had so many people asking for her work that she didn't have time to paint it all. She had to work fewer hours as a lawyer to give her time to paint. How strange, thought Felicity. I always thought Mom and Dad were making art for themselves. And when I started, I was only making art for myself. But now it's like a gift. A gift I'm giving to everyone else. And so more and more houses filled up with Felicity's paintings, and with each painting she finished, her heart grew fuller. Sometimes, when she was bored, she painted a landscape or a portrait. She never told anyone about these. She hung them up inside her house and never sold them. To be honest, she had no idea if they were good or bad, but it didn't matter. They were for her. The shape of her art was abstract, but the shape of her heart was a smiling face and a field in summer.